Might also want to move this one up. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is if you want to take the picture and instead of having the words wrap around it, so I'm going to go back, click on my picture. I don't want the words to wrap around it. Instead, I want to have the picture as a background. In order to do this, I'm going to increase the size of the picture this time. Now, it's always good to take a large picture and shrink it down instead of going the other way, because when you take a large picture and shrink it down, you have a high enough resolution where the picture still comes in clear. If I take a small picture and I try and enlarge it, potentially my resolution will not be high enough and it'll come in what's called pixelated, or there'll be lots of dots on the picture. In this case, I know that this is a large picture. There's no problem in me making it larger. Okay, in order to do this, I am going to rotate the picture. So I don't want the picture just to be like this when I put it in my background. I want it to be rotated. So in order to, I'm going to first do the rotation. So in order to rotate it, I'm going to right click on the picture. I'm going to go down to transform, and I want to rotate it. In this case, I want to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise. I'm actually going to go 90 degrees counterclockwise, so their heads are to the left. And this has moved the picture. Now notice one of the reasons I did this is that it fits more with the shape of the page. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit further. I need to start by making my text box about the size that I want the picture to be. So I want the picture pretty much to take up just what's inside the bleed lines. So I've got that. I'm going to click on my other text box. I'm going to move the crayon poem down a little bit, so I'm going to slide that one out for the moment. Move my crayon poem down to the line. Move this one down. And so now I can bring this one right to that size too. Okay. Now I click on, I've got my text box. I want to make it bigger, so I'm going to click on my white arrow. I first need to click on the picture, make sure I've got those brown lines, and then I'm going to put it up in the corner. Go down here, hold down Shift, and make it bigger. So that, without changing the proportions, is about the size of the picture. So I'm going to move this down so I can kind of center it on the poem. In fact, I'm actually going to make it slightly bigger. So I'm going to bring it out about 2 points from the edge of the page. Maybe even a little bit bigger. And I'm going to drop it down and see if I can't cover most of the poem. Okay, so now I can zoom in. Now notice how it is slightly cut off. You can also see how it's a little more pixelated than when it was small, so there's a little more blur, but that's going to be okay. Okay, so right now you can see that I've cut that off. That means I've got to expand my text box. I click on the black arrow. Now I can increase my text box out to the same point where I had the other picture box at. Okay, so that's pretty much how I like it. Now I'm going to right click again and it'll arrange it, and I can send it to the back. Arrange again, send to back. Okay, now my text is over the top. One thing you'll notice is that the text is fairly hard to read. In order to make it easier to read, I can change the transparency of the picture, so I can make the picture more transparent so that those black words come out. Another thing I can do, I could even bold the words, or I could change their color. So maybe I would make these words dark blue. That might be something. So I highlight the text, click on the text button, bring up this, and I'll make them dark blue. Yeah, that looks good. And then I'm even going to bold them as well. So I'm going to go up here and bold them. Okay, so I've got my dark blue words, but still I need to make the picture more transparent. So I click over here on the picture, right click, and I go to Effects, click on Transparency, and want it to be about 70%. So it will now be 30% transparent. Notice how the words come out. I could even do it a little bit more. So, don't want to do that. Click on my picture again. Go effects, transparency. I'm going to bring it down to even about 65. There we go. Okay, so now I feel pretty confident that I can read the words over the top of the picture. Alright, and so that concludes our lesson on how to use Adobe InDesign. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me at any point. Also, feel free to peruse this video over and over again to make sure that you understand all these different features that Adobe InDesign allows you to do so you can make your poetry booklet exactly the way you'd like to. Alright, thanks.